What's up, guys? It's Tech Mentor again. Today I've got the iPad Pro, the 12.9 inch versus the Surface Pro. I'm gonna be looking at two things, so I'm gonna make the video in two sections. The section one is gonna be, which I'm doing right now, is gonna be the productivity aspect. I mean, can this? I'm not even gonna say can it replace a laptop. I don't want to. Which one is better for productivity, for daily use? If you're a student or if you have an office and then you just like to have one of these devices, which one would you choose for daily use? Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying one is better than one. It depends on your own preference. But I would like to, I've used this and I've used this, so I would like to share my experience on both. The first thing I want to go on is the iPad Pro, the 12.9 inch iPad Pro. This is it, and it's got the keyboard. Whoa, it's very big. I'll put this away for now. Oh, put it on camera. This is huge. I mean, it's very big device, and it's heavy compared to this. This is the Surface Pro. Surface Pro 4. I'm gonna open this in a while. This is Surface Pro 4. I want another thing I noticed is, aside from being big, this doesn't have the trackpad on the keyboard. I didn't notice that because I never have any interest in the iPad until I got this. So you're missing the trackpad, but I'm gonna talk about that later. But it is big if you like a big screen device and you want to use a device for something bigger than what the Surface Pro 4 can do for you. Tell you the password. Um, okay, so this is a side by side. Putting them side by side, you can see there's not much difference. And another thing I don't like about the iPad is you only got limited angles. I don't know if you can get more angle than this. Let's see. Now, I mean, now, so okay, let's see. Maybe if you have before this, it's still the same thing. Now, it's still the same thing. You only got one angle with this iPad. That's it. But with the Surface, you can go as far as that. I mean, very flat, and you can do it this way too. You see, so depending on your choice, that is why I like the Surface in that aspect. Not that the iPad is better than the Surface. I'm not interested in which one is better, but I'm just sharing my experience on based on what I've used it for. The first thing I'm gonna have to say is the keyboard on the iPad. I did mention that earlier. If iPad want to be an iPad, it should be an iPad. Okay, all the iPad I've used in the past, I've never had any keyboard with it. Nothing. It's just the iPad, just tablet, which is fine. I wouldn't complain because it's just a tablet. But with the keyboard, the moment you have a keyboard connected to this device, I'm telling you, one thing you have to agree is you're already thinking in your brain. I mean, your brain is already connected that look, you need a mouse pointer. I mean, a trackpad. Yeah, that you need something just to move around the screen. But you won't get that, and that is really affecting the usage of this iPad. I don't know how a lot of people can use it without that. I don't know. Maybe they're so used to computer that hasn't got a trackpad or that hasn't got a mouse pointer. I don't know. But for me, it's very confusing. Every now and then I keep doing this. I mean, it's not easy to use with a keyboard. The Surface is okay. And another thing is the keyboard on the Surface is, I mean, it's 10 times better than this. Not because it lights up. I mean, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see the light from the screen. Can I even increase the brightness? I think that's. I think that's it. Yeah, yeah. I think that's okay. Yeah, that's it. Not because it lights up. Not because it's got backlit, and this one doesn't have a backlit. No, no. This doesn't just feel like a keyboard because they're all buried together. I mean, it's so flat, and I'm not getting the experience of using a keyboard on this tablet. I don't know why. I've read a lot of reviews about the keyboard. Some people say it's the best thing they've ever used. Human being, we have different preferences, so maybe that's what the person like. And I'm sorry if you don't like what I'm saying in this video, but to me, this is my own experience, and I have to be very honest. I have to be very honest. I don't like the keyboard. It's just like, just get rid of the keyboard. Just use the iPad by itself. I mean, on screen keyboard is fine. Everybody, once you have the iPad, then your brain cannot connect that. You should be looking for a mouse pointer. But once you have this connected, I'm telling you, you're going to be finding the mouse pointer. If you think I'm lying, get this. Well, that's people who use computer I'm talking about. I'm not talking about people who use tablet. People who use computer, if you think I'm lying, get this. Or if you use laptops, try yourself. You're going to see the difference. So I think the Surface, for me, in regards to that, the keyboard, I would rather go for the Surface than this. But if I'm talking about the big screen, I would like the iPad. Yes, because it's very big, and though it's heavier than the Surface. That's it. On paper, I think the Surface is supposed to be heavier than the iPad, but that's not what I'm feeling here. This iPad connected with the keyboard and the Surface connected with the keyboard, I think the iPad is heavier than the Surface. And another thing is the Surface is a complete computer. I mean, it's a laptop itself. It's a tablet and it's a laptop. It's a complete computer. That's it. It runs any application. I know a lot of people have said this before. Yes. But the iPad, you're only limited to just similar to iPhone software. That's it. And the iPad Air 2 software. Now there's iPad 9.7 inches, the iPad Pro, the smaller version of this. It's just the same thing. The apps I have on the iPhone, when I open on the iPad, it's practically the same. It's just a big version of it. There's nothing different. And the thing I like about the iPad Pro, this version, is you can do split screen like Windows 8.1 used to do that. I think that was one of the features of Windows 8.1. But this can even do four screen. You can split four windows together. You can only split two here. I'm not saying the iPad is inferior to Windows as regard that, because to be fair, we shouldn't really be comparing the operating system, because this is a complete operating system. And that's my question. Why would Apple, or why did they think this is going to help? Okay, I agree, it's going to help some people, especially people who are visually impaired, people who like to see things on the big screen. Yes, it's going to help them. But why did they think it's going to help the masses? Because having an OS, Windows, what's it called, iOS and software operating system on this, it's not helping the gadget. I mean, if Apple have OS X on this device, fair enough. In fact, it's going to be an interesting thing. It's going to be like a Mac versus Windows laptop. Yes, a MacBook versus Windows laptop, or a Mac tablet versus Windows tablet. That's why we call it then. But the software on this, it downgraded the specs of this iPad, because it's got good specs. One thing I like about it is the battery. Oh, the battery lasts longer compared to the Windows. Then again, the Windows is running Core i7, and this is running AX. What's the chip they use? I think A9X. Yeah, I think so. A9X chips. So I don't know how they both consume batteries, but the battery on the iPad is better than the Surface. Definitely, I can see that, even with the big screen. And then, as big as the screen is, it's pushing less pixel. The pixel on the iPad is 264 pixel per inch, while the pixel on the iPad on the Surface, sorry, is 267 pixel per inch. So the Surface is just pushing 3 pixels higher than the iPad. So that is it. And another thing is the volume. I've not really put the volume side by side because I want to do it on the video for you guys. But I love the volume on the iPad Pro, the 12.9-inch iPad Pro. The volume is awesome. There's nothing close to it. I love it. I try YouTube, it's like wow. And this place is a very quiet place. I was even wondering maybe I could be disturbing someone else out there. I love the volume. I'm gonna try something on both. I'm going to play music on YouTube. I just hope the music is gonna be playable. I mean, sometimes YouTube will ban your video because of copyright. I'm gonna play YouTube on this too, just to see the difference of this.
Are you a banana because you are appealing?
As a
Are you a
brass.
banana because you are appealing? Are you a banana because you are appealing?
This is the highest volume. How can I get a 50% volume? Okay. I try to put on 50% volume because it's too loud. I don't know how it's going to be in the video. This is not loud, but it was actually loud. That is it. I can't play further than that because it's too loud. It's way too loud for me. Sorry. I'm gonna put this on full volume too. I'm gonna put this on full volume. You see? Sorry, you can't compare both. There's no competition in the volume. No competition. The iPad volume, no, is better than the Surface Pro volume. That is one thing. So there's no competition. I can't go further than that because I know what I listened to just now. I'm sure it's going to reflect in the video too. So that is just another thing that I love the iPad for. The volume is loud. If you like a big a big screen with good volume, you can go for the iPad. It's for the camera. I don't need to test the camera. I think they're both the same thing, but I can still do. I'm not gonna really take any picture, but I can just show you how it's gonna look on the screen. Where is the camera on the iPad? Camera, video. Camera. Okay, look at it. I think one thing you have to notice on the surface, it looks darker. I don't know why. Yeah, it does look very dark on the surface. Not because of the position. You can see the iPad still looks. So I think the camera on the iPad Pro is better than the Surface. I didn't take any picture, but just looking at it's clearer and it's brighter. While the Surface, sorry, it's just kind of dark. I don't know. iPad Pro got good camera, so that's what I'm gonna talk about for now. And the next video I'm gonna be showing is the artistic aspect of it, how artists how it feels. I'm going to use the Apple Pencil on the iPad Pro, and I'm going to use the Microsoft Surface Pen on the Pro 4. Sadly, I don't think I have an application that both have. I've tried, there's none. So I'm going to be using different application that will really have a little impact on what they can do for a graphic person, somebody that wants to draw or paint. But then again, I'm still going to show that. So that's what you're going to be seeing next. Thank you. Okay, guys. I said this section two is gonna be the artistic aspect which they both have in common. This is the Apple Pencil, and it goes with the iPad Pro. I'm gonna talk about the Surface Pen and the Surface Pro 4 after this. Um, One thing I already said in my video is the application that I've got on the Surface is not available for the iPad due to the fact that the software is running iOS and this is running for Windows. So I can't really compare a painting application unless you guys know what painting application that is available on the Windows Store and is available on the Apple Store. Then I can compare because I can't really application painting application or drawing application had similarities, but they do different things at times. So I can't really put it together and say. But one thing I like about the Apple Pencil is very fast. That's one thing I have to admit that it's very fast, and the pressure sensitivity is good. You can see it's very fast, almost instantly. Maybe because it's running iOS application. Maybe that's why. Maybe because it's not pushing too much um pixel. I don't know why, or maybe it's better than the Surface. Let me just say that it is faster than the Surface Pen. That's one thing. Or maybe because of the way the pencil is designed, because it's too glossy and sometimes it's very difficult to hold. You know, it's very glossy and can be a pain in the neck to hold it. So that is it. That is just the pencil aspect. And then I think I like the pencil on the Apple Pro, the iPad Pro. I like the pencil. Let's see. Let's just have a quick drawing. Just anything for now. Just say, yeah, like I said, it's almost as instant. I say it's almost as instant. It's very fast, and not that the Surface is not faster too, or maybe because of the application. But most times I've used the Surface, I've used it for painting, and then I like it. It's not, it's not slow. If I haven't seen this Apple Pencil, I will not complain about the Surface. That is one thing. So you should understand that fact. It's not very slow, like, oh, it is a slow thing. No, it's not. Yeah, that's it. So for the iPad Pro, I think it's good for artists. And another thing I like is you have too much space, which is very good. You can place your arm everywhere. I like it. You got loads of space on it. You know, very nice. I like that. And then for writing, let's see. Um, for writing, it does the same thing as the Surface Pen. I can't see any difference, to be honest. Can't see no difference. For writing, it does the same thing, and then it's as good as the Surface, or the Surface is as good as the pen, either one. But the iPad Pro in general, like I said earlier, before you can buy the iPad Pro, you just have to know: do you really need it? If I'm not saying some people is not going to find it interesting, or some people is not going to find it useful. Yes, of course, some people will find it very useful for what they do, but I don't think it's for the general masses. No, and I don't think there's no way this will replace your laptop. It's not possible. That's one fact. Let's say the eraser. Let's say, or no eraser. The Surface Pro pen, it's got a razor. Look at it. This is the razor. That's it. But on the iPad, there's nothing. And that's a question I should be asking. A pen has an eraser, and a pencil doesn't have an eraser. So this should be called this should be called Apple Pencil, and this should be called Surface Pen. I would call this Apple Pencil because with pencil, pencil goes with eraser, yes. But pen don't really have eraser. So I'm wondering why. Oh, that comes off. Yeah, this is the way you're gonna charge the pencil, Apple Pencil. This is the way you have to charge it. That's the way you charge it anyway. And that's where you pay. Just slot in at the bottom of the iPad, then you automatically pay with the iPad Pro. So that's it with the iPad Pro. Let's bring the Surface Pro. This is not specs anything. This is just artistic aspect, artistic point of view. So the application I've got here is a Corel Painter. Let's launch a new file. You have varieties of application. Even Photoshop, you can use the pen. But this application, you can't use the eraser. So I think it could be pointless. Let's see. Let me launch another application. Okay, this is the one that comes with the Pro itself, and this is supposed to be a painting app. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you have varieties of brushes. So I will be doing two different things on both, because on this one, the app is now available on iPad, like I said. Okay. So you see what I'm saying? I said the iPad is very fast, but the Surface too is not bad. You know, like, okay, iPad is fast, but you're not gonna complain if you have the Surface Pro for drawing. That's one fact. But the only thing it doesn't have is too much space. There's no much space on it, practically covering the screen. And the best way to draw on the Surface Pro, I think you have to go to tablet mode, because if you don't go to tablet mode, you won't get rid of these bars or this Cortana keep popping up. So let's go to tablet mode. Then you can have a full screen. You can see. Not that they will not launch if you put your hand on it, but still. So that's the Surface Pro drawing. It's not as bad as I was even thinking. Maybe because I was using the iPad Pro pencil and I was thinking, oh, this is different from what I've been using. For me, if I give the iPad Pro pencil 8, I would give the Surface 7.9. That's it. It's just and this is very comfortable to hold in the hand. That's it. Yeah, this is comfortable to hold rather than the Surface, because it's not slippery, and this is very slippery. And this one, if you make any mistake, you can just use the eraser tool without having to click on eraser. You can just use the eraser tool to erase practically everything you've done. That is it. If you make any mistake, the eraser tool is there for you. So if I were to compare both, like I said, if the Apple Pencil score 7.9, not because it's better than this, but just because it's glossy and it goes well with the screen. That is it. If you have gloss on gloss, the slippery will be very quick. But this one, or the pen tip is rubber, if you can see. I don't know if you guys can see. So the pen tip of the Surface Pro is rubber. So it doesn't really go well. Not that it doesn't go well. Not as fast as the iPad. And the pressure sensitivity is okay too. Where can I track that pressure? Okay, I gotta look Photoshop then. While that one is loading. So there's no major difference. But on a good day, I will still choose the Surface over the iPad Pro. That is my own decision. Not because the Surface is way better than the iPad Pro. but because it's not as big as the iPad Pro. I like big screen. Don't get me wrong, but okay, big for nothing is useless. You know, if this has OXX competing with the MacBook, then again, Apple will shoot themselves in the brain because nobody will buy the Mac anymore. Because Apple has never released any Mac edition that's got touchscreen. Never. They've never done it. So they're just computer. And I'm sure Mac users will love to try OS X on a touch device. So with that, I don't think Apple will ever do that. Then again, it's just my opinion. I'm not Apple. I don't work for them, so they could change their mind tomorrow. But the Surface, you can do a lot of things. It's not just about drawing. It goes further than drawing. For entertainment, for movie, yes, iPad wins, but you can watch movie on the Surface too, and you can do way better than that. Way better than that. You got your USB port, and it's got expandable card at the bottom. I didn't even mention that in the beginning. Then again, I was not doing a specs review. I was just doing which one to get depending on. Yeah, this is the card. If you need more storage, you can slot in the memory card here. The iPad, sorry. Okay, that is it, guys. It's not a review. It's not a fight. I'm not comparing, saying this is better than this. This is good for people who want to use it for what they think is going to benefit them, and this is good for practically every consumer that have got a laptop. I mean, if you have a laptop, but if you don't mind going smaller screen, that is just for the Surface. So okay, this is the pen storage. You can just clip it for the pen, but for the Apple, you haven't got no pen storage. Just put it on your keyboard. That's it. Or you put it in your pocket. Make sure you don't lose it, because this is cost £79. Yeah, and this keyboard cost £139. So price wise, if I were to compare both of them for price wise, I think they practically cost the same thing with the keyboard. And the Surface come with pen. You all know that the Surface come with pen, but Apple doesn't come with pen and keyboard. You only have to buy the keyboard of £79, 75, within 75 and £79 depending on the bargain you get. But this is £79, and this is this is £139. So when I compare the price, the Surface is £20 higher than the iPad for the 128 gig version. They both have 4 gig of RAM. So if I were to choose for the first time, I want to buy the iPad Pro and I see what they can do, I think I would rather go for the Surface. Yeah. If I just want something big to watch a movie, and then to watch movie, game, when I have a console, why don't they game on the tablet? Doesn't make any sense. To watch movie, and that's it. That's all I can do on the iPad for now. For me, because even if I draw on iPad, I don't think it's really gonna go a long way. A lot of people have said they use it for drawing and they like it, but for me, I don't think it has limitations for what I do, and it's not easy for me to work without the mouse pointer, the trackpad. So that is not for me. But for volume and everything, the iPad is very loud. You can see in the video, it's very loud. So that's it, guys. That's all I got to show today. So I will catch you next time. Until then, goodbye. Thank you for watching my video.